looking forward to the response of that audience, which is uh, an audience which may not have seen my films all across Tamil Nadu. People who don't understand or follow Hindi would have not ever seen my films, and so uh, for them, this is my first film, and I feel like a newcomer being tested for the first time. So I'm really looking forward to the audience of Tamil Nadu reacting to our film in their mother tongue, in Tamil.
Okay, well, I'll just say a few words. Well, it's really nice to be here. I feel like I've not been here for years and years. As some of you may know, my mom lived in Chennai for quite some, about 5-6 years, for the last few years. Now she's moved to Madurai. So I used to come here a lot to visit her, and it's a lovely place. And when I landed, I had this immediate feeling of missing this place. So really happy that you get a chance to be coming back here for Dhoom 3. And be seen soon, as Amir said, and it's dubbed in Tamil. So I think we're really excited for the response, and hopefully more people will be able to see the film. And as many people will like it. Amir is asking if I speak Tamil. Unfortunately, I don't. No, I don't. I've done 2 films in Telugu and 1 in Malayalam, but unfortunately didn't get a chance to do a film in Tamil yet.
The film comes out in 2 days. I think everything that I have to say about it would be that please go and see it, because everything else is there in the film. And Dhoom has been a very important journey for me personally. I've written the earlier 2. This is the one that I have directed, and I'm also very happy that it's been dubbed in Tamil. So I'd really like to see how the audience here reacts to it. And that's about all.
I don't have a lot more to add to what Paul Day said, but yes, we are here to talk about a film that comes out on 20th of December. We write on the rules of Jay and Ali, which hopefully you have loved in parts 1 and 2, and we hope to see more of that in part 3, and a lot of fun and a lot of great action.
Good evening. It's always a pleasure to come back to Chennai. Chennai is one of my favorite cities. I have a very old and deep bond with the city. I've done a lot of work here. We're very happy to bring Dhoom 3 to Chennai. We're very happy that it's being dubbed in Tamil, so that a lot of our Tamil audiences also get to enjoy the Dhoom franchise. Everybody that's sitting on this dais in front of you and hundreds of others behind the scenes have worked very hard on the film, and waiting anxiously for the 20th of December when the film releases. And we really do hope that all of you here in Chennai and throughout Tamil Nadu enjoy the film very much.
Thank you.
After a long time.
Thank you.
How important is this to you? I mean, the first time you've done a bad character, you've done a bit of tap dancing, you did a lot of homework, and you were very gracious to admit that the legs are starting, and Govinda
Ritik
might have done a
yeah.
better job than you.
Yeah.
How important is the film to you? And I think you have gone to better to say that success is.
Films that I do are equally important to me, are extremely important to me. I really love my work, and when I do a film, I enjoy the process, and the process of making the film is as important to me as the outcome. So I have to say I've really enjoyed working with Victor as a director. It was a great script. My experience of working with Victor was really exceptionally good, and my experience of working with my co-stars, and in fact all of the crew, was really nice. So I'm hoping that people like the film. What I really look for is an audience when they sit in the theater and watch the film and the lights go out and the film comes on. How much do they enjoy the film? That's what I work for. So that's for me the real success is when an audience comes out of a film and says, "Wow, we really had a great time," and that's what I look for.
Just like whatever you saw in the trailer. All I can say is, if you like what you've seen in the trailer, then I might see. Sorry?
What he does, the bike.
Yeah, the bike. The Dhoom actually as a franchise has been known for its action, so this time the expectation and the responsibility that we had as makers was to up the ante a bit. The film is set in Chicago, and the action is I think fairly spectacular. But at the same time, it is informed with a sense of believability as well, because it must make sense in the world that the film is creating. But for people who like high octane action, I think I can safely promise a good ride. Did he use Hollywood with our Indian action director? But most of the action sequences are done in Chicago, and that was done by a gentleman called Conrad Parmigiano, who's a very senior Hollywood technician. He has done Lethal Weapon 3, Rush Hour, he's done films like that. And it was extremely, it was very, very good working with them. And the entire stunt team was from LA and Hollywood, and it was a very, very good experience. I've written Guru and Ravan, and I've spent 1.5 years in Chennai, so I think I'm putting myself in myself. Yeah, in fact the sound designer is a gentleman called Dinesh Gangadharan, who has done a really fantastic job. So then you look out for him and look out for me also. Room 3 I feel is the most different room from the previous two. Room 1 and Room 2 were in a similar mold. The style of making the film, the perspective, the way we made it, the goals we set for ourselves to achieve as a film. I think Room 3 we've managed to really, as Victor said, push the ante. This is an edgier room. This is not just fun and frolic, which Room 1 and Room 2 are known for. This is a bit more intense. This is an edgier room. So I feel since it's the third part, if we as the team of Room spent a lot of time deliberating as to what different can we do now. We were all convinced that if we do the same kind of film, the audience might not appreciate it, although it was coming 7 years after Room 2. There was a conscious decision taken to try and do something a bit more, try and push the ante a bit and give it a different shade, and I think we've managed that. And we're all very happy with the outcome, and we welcome Katrina and Ahmed to the Dhoom family.
That's my first question. I have one more question. If you have to pick one actor in Bollywood to act for your life, who would that be in Bollywood?
Oh, well, the reason I picked Dhoom, I think, is an easier answer. I just love the script. When I heard the script for the first time, I was very moved by it. I found it to be very exciting. It had everything that I expected from the Dhoom franchise, but it had more. It had heart, and at the core of it was a very emotional story. So I really love the script of Dhoom. I think Victor's written a really amazing script, and that was for me the reason why I picked the film. And the second part of the question is, who can be me here in Tamil Nadu?
No, let me put it in this way. Who would be the favorite actor of yours in Bollywood?
Oh, I'm a big fan of Rajni sir. And I've been his fan since I watched him in 2 of his Hindi films many years ago. One was a film called Uttar Dakshin. Uttar Dakshin was it? I hope I'm getting the name right. Uttar Dakshin. I think Jackie also was in that. And then I did saw a film called Giriftar. And I just fell in love with him when I saw him. And then I had the pleasure of working with him. We did a film called Atanki many years ago. I had just entered the film industry. And when I got to know Rajni sir in the film, I was really thrilled and at the same time very nervous, because he's such a huge star and I'm such a huge fan of his. So that experience of working with him was a very, very enriching experience for me, because I was a young actor, and the way he behaved, the way he was as a human being, just how he is as a human being, had a deep impact on me. He was so warm and loving and non-star-like.
extremely punctual, extremely, uh, he knew all his lines at all times. He was a thorough professional, was always in a good mood. So I was looking at him and I was really amazed, and it was a great experience working with him. Yeah, Malang Malang.
Say
Yeah.
about that song.
Well, that's in the film I'm playing a circus artist, and that song it's an 8 minute kind of a sequence where you see the circus act, and Katrina and I are both playing circus artists in the film. So that song is with all the circus acting, and both of us had to work really hard to learn these circus acts. So we've been doing acts like, see, in India mostly when we see circus over the years, usually there's been circuses usually are a lot of animals doing tricks, you know. Conventionally, that is what we are used to as circus. But in the rest of the world, circus really is without any animals. It's humans who are doing, you know, unbelievable acts. Um, so this is that kind of a circus. There are no animals in it. It's all human beings performing different circus acts. So we've done a hoop, strap, silk work, tumbling. These are the kind of circus acts that we have. So we had to rehearse a lot, and it was really tough preparing for it, and also very tough executing it, because some of it was rather dangerous as well, because we were on a height of about 30, 40 feet at any given point. And there was no way we could put harnesses or because when you twirl, the harness gets caught in, so you can't have any safety gear on yourself. So it was really challenging, but also very exciting, very scary sometimes. And both of us had a lot of work together on the hoop, which means we have to have a lot of trust and faith in each other. Often we are leaning on each other's weight. One of us disbalances, both of us fall. So it was fun. My interest in numbers is limited to the fact that I want all of my films to make enough money that is being put into it. So the cost of the film should be recovered, and that is, I feel, my responsibility as a creative person to the market. People who are putting money into the film should not lose. My interest in numbers ends over there, really. I think that I don't look at numbers.
Swami, so we got to hear that you have gone to many places to learn new things for the movie. Like you have learned a new kind of dance for that Malang song from Australia we learned to learn. So
No, that is the tap song. I went to Australia, Sydney to learn tap dancing.
okay, so how
for
was the
another
experience
song.
and what are the new things that you learned for this?
Well, in this film, the one thing I learned is tap. The other thing was circus work, and then all the various stunts that we did in the film. So it was great fun, because then you don't often get to learn so many new things and exciting things. As actors, we get to live so many lives. We live so many lives with different human beings, and as a result, we also get to learn a lot. And I enjoy that. I really enjoy that. So I kind of threw myself into it, and I started training back in Mumbai for about 10 or 15 days. I was training, and then we had a teacher from Sydney. And then I realized that if I really want to do this well, I need to go away, lock myself out from the whole world. And I went to Sydney for a month, and I was just learning tap over there. It was great fun. I really enjoyed myself.